Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Heartland Rebuilds. Today I'm going to be working on my camper. I'm going to get the flooring kind of rebraced from the bottom of it. It's a little sagging right about here in the middle of the living room, which was directly underneath the air conditioner. So let me walk you through and show you what we got here. Well, let me move that out of the way. Living room. Okay. So this is the area I gotta fix. Getting a little squishy right there. I guess the reference point on that would be directly in line with that window. So this area right here just needs braced, right next to that vent. Let's see how to get to that. Window. Yeah, of course, right where the tire is. Couldn't have been in a better spot. Okay, well, I gotta get that tire down now. So I gotta get this plastic linery thing out of the way. Looks like it's held in place by 10 millimeters in a few spots along the frame rail. Let's see if I can get a couple of these unbolted. I'm going to probably just cut the length of this and then zip tie it back in place so I can get to the bottom of it. So hopefully I don't snap off the first one I use. Maybe I will. Oh, it's amazing. Well, I got these bolts taken out up to the rear support all the way around here. So now this section is nice and loose. I could keep going here and take the rest of these out and then take this apart and drop the whole thing and then undo some of the wiring here and take the motor off and all that, but that's just too much work. So I'm just gonna cut this plastic, cut it up over here next to that. I'm just going to zip tie this a bunch of times to hold that back together quite a bit easier. So I'll get to that. I'll start here. So we got the plastic out of the way for one side. I'm going to see if I can cut this insulation barrier. This nice big old gap right here. Why? Manufacturing defect. That's supposed to be on the top of the rail, not the bottom. Kind of a fun fact, the whole floor is unsupported from here all the way over to there. And there's a seam right here. I think I decided what I'm going to do here is to take this bracket down and probably put an extra brace along over there. Just got finished test fitting and cutting these so they fit up in the rails and notched them out. So I'm going to see if I can put some black paint on here almost up to the edges, so I'm going to have to weld those still. So I don't think I picked heavy enough bar, so that's 1.5 by 1.5, 0.188, and when I started walking on it, it still moved, so I figured let's shim it up, put some tension on it, where the bar's flexed as much as it's going to get. I really hate doing that, but I'm not going to just keep adding bars to this thing. The floor is pretty solid, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this black, get all this bare rust painted, and then put it all back together. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I'm working on getting everything back together here, and just put this seam back together here with some of this metal reflective tape. I think I figured out what I'm going to do here is just cut a couple slots and then put a zip tie through, get it tight, and then put some of this tape along the whole bottom of it to get that sealed up and just spray paint it black, kind of blend it in. That's not bad. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see if I can put some black spray paint on here and maybe try to blend it in a little. It looks pretty good. And had a lot extra black, so went up along the frame, covering up all the extra rust, so it doesn't look as bad. So I'm gonna go inside and test the floor. Yeah, moves just a little bit, much better. Also picked up this Camco handle here. So I'm gonna mount that over onto the door somewhere. Gotta figure out kind of where, because otherwise I'm just kind of grabbing this tiny little lip right there to open and shut this door, and that's not it's not very strong. So I measured 38 3/4 up from the bottom and 1 inch in from the inside, both sides. I'm gonna see if I can just start making holes. Well, that only took a few minutes. It's just held into this vinyl plastic of the door, so it's not super strong, but it's way better than this little lip. It's like I can't even get a whole fingernail on it. It's the only problem here is that I need to figure out something for a window shade, because I took off the old window shade and it would have went right into that. So not sure what I'm going to do there.